All right, Colt. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule to jump on the podcast. I know you're down in Arizona now, getting ready for spring training. You have a major league invite to spring training this year. What are you?
hmm
How are you feeling right now heading into spring?
yeah, I'm feeling good. I had a good off season, good healthy off season, which is always good, and I'm just ready to get into spring training and just kind of get things rolling, get to meet some of the guys again, and then just get in the first big league spring training. So I don't really know what to expect, but I'm just gonna go in there and kind of just be myself and just really listen and try to learn, soak in as much as possible the time I get with that group.
Yeah. What does your off season look like?
I was back home in Ohio for the whole time, and yeah, really, it was just 6 days a week. A lower body, two lower bodies, uh, two upper bodies, and two agility days. And you're really just grinding, working on getting stronger and bigger, faster, stronger. Trying to get ready. Trying to, yeah, I was hitting on field. I was in a dome in the off season, and there was a smaller infield in there, so it was just the infield part, so I could get ground balls and all that, and some live ABs. That was the big thing. Was I needed live ABs this year, and I was able to get them, thankfully.
I heard on the Mariners podcast that one of the guys that you've been hitting with pretty frequently is Evan White. I'm curious, when you're taking live ABs, are these also professional guys or are they high school, college level?
Yeah, yeah. There was some summer indie ball guys. There was a few pro guys. A few like even when the colleges were still on winter break. I faced some of those guys. So it's really just a mixture.
Right on. Well, getting into last year, the last time you were on the podcast was last off season, heading into your first full year of pro ball. There's a lot lot to get into. So walk me through this last year. You know, you started out your career, you ended up winning the Cal League with Modesto, and then you head into this last year. You've dealt with some injuries along the way, but walk me through from the
hmm
start, kind of what that process was like.
Yeah, you kind of go into spring training. You don't really know, like, you don't really know anything. I mean, it's your first spring training. You go into it just looking to learn and just soak everything in. And then I had a great time at spring training. Got to play the spring breakout game, which is awesome. And then heading into the season, I mean, you try to you think you know what you need to do to get through a season, but at the same time, it's your first season, so you may think you
Yeah.
do, but you really don't. And there's a lot of things that happen along the way, like I ended up breaking my foot, fouled a ball off my foot, nothing I can do about it. I tried to play. I played like I think another week after that, and then just kind of was like, I think there's something wrong with my foot. And when he got it checked, and ended up being fractured and I really took the time and rehab just to kind of bear down and be like, just come back better than I was before. Because you can take that time and really sulk about it and be like, why did I break my foot? Why? But at the end of the day, I mean, in my head, I was just like, all right, I mean, this is only one piece of adversity. Like, there's going to be a million things thrown at me. So why you can't sulk about it? You got to go back in and just kind of be better than what you were, and that was my goal, and I feel like that's what I did, and I finished the season off healthy, which is great. Ended up getting called up to Everett, spent the last 5 weeks there. It was a great experience with those guys, and ended up I wasn't able to play the championship game, but ended up being a two-time Cal League champion.
That's
So
awesome.
can't complain at all. And then ended up playing in the fall league, which was a great experience, a great opportunity. I'm so thankful that I got that opportunity, because facing just really trying to stack yourself up against the high level pitching, high level guys, and I had a good fall league and just blessed with where the year's taken me. So no complaints here.
Yeah, I mean, the fall league is basically like a glorified all-star league, right? And you get up
hmm
there and your first game is 5 for 6, 4 doubles, 5 RBIs, 2 runs, stolen base. I don't know if you know this, but in the AFL's, the Arizona Fall League's 20-year history, you're the only player to hit 4 doubles in a game, and you're the 3rd player in its history with 5 hits in a single game.
Really, that's crazy. No, it's crazy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I was feeling like that game, but. everything just kind of lined up. Everything just kind of lined up, thankfully.
What was that experience like? And were there any names that you were playing against that kind of stood out to you?
Everybody in that league is really good. That's why they're there. Everybody there is just really good player. I mean, everybody stood out to me. Like you go into that not really thinking like I've never played a double A game. I've never really played it. I never played triple A game. I never played guys who have debuted before, and then you finally do, and you get that feeling, and then that just makes me more hungry to work and get better and better and better because I know that I can go out there and compete no matter what level it is. So it's just a really great opportunity for me, honestly.
You started in low A, then you got to high A in Everett. What was the difference in competition level that you saw between those two levels?
Well, as far as I mean, it wasn't anything crazy, but there was a lot more off speed thrown in high A than low A, that's for sure. And that's really the only big difference that I saw. I mean, everybody out there, I mean, every team's got a guy who throws 100. Everybody's got a guy who throws 95. So it's not. I mean, no matter where you go, you're going to get hard pitching. It's just how they pitch, besides how they throw it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, do they do a better job of like tunneling their pitches and pitch sequencing and
Hmm.
that type of thing?
Right, 100%.
Yeah. So last spring training, another takeaway from the Mariners podcast that you did was Ty asked Julio, what's the difference between a minor leaguer and a big leaguer? And Julio told Ty that, basically the big leaguers do what they're good at. And so I'm curious throughout the last spring training with conversations with some of the other guys that were on the big league roster, were there any other big takeaways or any tips that you got that helped along the way?
I mean, really, just the only thing was just the way they go about doing stuff. Is just everything's professional, everything's with a purpose, everything's with intent. But also, too, is just everybody's themselves. Nobody's trying to be anything they're not. I mean, which you can't really be anything you're not if you're at that level. So that's one of the big takeaways I got.
What was the toughest arm that you saw? Is there one that stood out?
Toughest arm. I don't. There was this one kid. I mean, the kid in the fall league from the Reds. I forget. I don't even know the guy's name, but he was throwing. He was up to like 104 at one point during the
Jeez.
season. I think he hit 102 against me. I mean, it was just sinkers at 102. So that was probably the hardest. I guess the hardest fastball I saw. I guess I only swung. I think I swung at the first pitch, but that was yeah. That was tough. Tough at bat. Tough guy to hit. That's for sure.
You see him release the ball, and then by the time you can even react, it's already going into the glove. So I,
Hmm.
I can't even imagine, how you start that process of.
Yeah, you just gotta be committed to fastball. I mean, it's hard for me to say like it's easy because it's not, it's not at all. But like for me, when things are right, I mean, I'm fully committed to fastball. So it's all right. He's throwing a fastball right here. All right, get ready for the fastball. Get ready for the fastball, and then if it's off speed, no, or off speed. Oh, he hung it. See you later. It's I make it sound easy, but that's the process in my head. If I got that process, then no pitcher's gonna beat me.
And that's something that we're seeing at the big league level right now is, Edgar Martinez is the head hitting coach now. And so there was a lot of analytics that was being pushed. And I feel like there might have been too much information given to the player to where they're hunting, a certain pitch. Whereas the Edgar Martinez and the old school approach, like be on time for the fastball, hit that up the middle, and then react to the breaking stuff as you're kind of describing here. Throughout the minor leagues, how much analytic data information are they giving you, and how does that help?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I realize quick that the less thinking I do, the better of a hitter I am. So for me, the analytic stuff is good and all, but like I really found it out in the fall league, and I started really hitting good when I stopped thinking about, oh, he's throwing a curveball and an 0-2 count at this percent. Like it for me, it's not really that beneficial. But for other guys, I know that they used it and they loved it, and that really helped them hit. So for everybody's different. I can only speak for myself, which is if I know, all right, how fast is he throwing? What pitches does he have? Is he sinking it or is he riding it? And maybe how much is he riding it? That's about it. And if I got that, all I'm really thinking about, okay, his fastball is 95. All right, I'm going to be on time for a 95 mile per hour fastball. And anything else that's thrown in there down the middle, I'm going to hit it.
So you start in low A. Walk me through the process of when you got called up to Everett, finishing out that year. When you did get injured, have you been in contact with Johnny Farmelo much? I know he tore his ACL, so he was going through a lot of the same stuff. You guys probably were able to connect on that.
Yeah, I broke my foot, and then I think about 2 or 3 weeks before I went back to Modesto, Johnny unfortunately had hurt himself. And then we were actually roommates in rehab for 3 weeks. And I would come back and after, I don't know, after a rehab game, which I only had one, but I'd come back and we'd talk about it and then hang out. So, I mean, we lived together. So,
Walk me through your game day routine and then also your off day. Like what does it look
oh,
like
wow.
from when you wake up on a game day?
Yeah. So I would wake up, I don't know, wake up mid morning because you're done. I mean, you're done at midnight after you get done showering, all that, get your stuff ready for the next day. You're done by midnight. You're back home. I would cook dinner after games, so it would be, I don't know. I had like a one burner grill on my balcony, which I don't know if we're allowed to or not, but I definitely had one. And I would cook. I was doing tuna for a while. Tuna rice. I had a rice cooker too. I would do tuna and rice. I would do what else would I do? Johnny would do salmon a bunch because we lived together in Modesto. And then what else did I do? I did a lot of chicken breast. There was a Sprouts down the road, so that was always good. I would do. I think it was herb butter or lemon. Herb butter lemon. I don't know. It was just marinated. It was very good. And then I would do rice. It would be literally rice and then whatever meat I would do.
Yeah.
And then let's see. I would wake up, go to sleep probably around 1:30. Wake up around, I don't know, 9:30, 10 o'clock, depending. And then I would make a breakfast. I'd normally do. I'm pretty consistent with my food, so if I like something, I'm gonna eat it pretty much every day. So, like I do till this day, like even in the off season, I would do a sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast burrito every morning, and it's fire. It's good. I got this good hot sauce that goes with it. It's so good. And then I would go to the field at probably depending on if we had to be there early or not. Like some days it'd be a show and ghost where you just hit in the cage and field ground balls and play the game. But if it's a long day, I would probably get to the field around 12:45, get stretched out, probably an hour before, get a lift in. If I get a lift that day, if I don't, then I don't. And then field hit, stretch, do that probably 3 times, and then you're ready for the game, play the game, and then after, just repeat, make some food, and then wake up, do it all again the next day.
How is the travel in the minor leagues so far? Is it what you expected? Is it more?
No, no, no. I got no complaints because I mean the buses are good. The charter bus is not like a high school bus, like that's what
Yeah.
I'm used to. But I mean it's good. It's good. It's not too far. I think the farthest one I've had to go 6 hours, which they say the bus drives get longer in double A. So I might have a different opinion when the 16-hour bus drivers comes along. But
Yeah,
no,
once
it's
you get to
been good to me
Arkansas,
so
man,
far.
16 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for tuning into this episode. Just wanted to jump in real quick and remind you to help support the brand and what I'm doing. If you're enjoying this episode so far, make sure to hit like on YouTube, give me a 5-star review on all audio platforms. And if you or someone you know is thinking of buying, selling, or refinancing a property on the West Coast, Washington, Oregon, California, Idaho, or Arizona, make sure to reach out to myself, Connor Webb, the Couch GM, as I'm actually a full-time mortgage broker during the day. This has been my side passion project in the Couch GM. If you'd like to support the brand, that is the best way to support me. I'll have a link in the description of this video if you'd like to reach out and connect. Now let's get back into the episode. As far as yourself being the number one Mariners prospect, how do you kind of handle that? Do you think about it at all? I know you're obviously a very low-key guy. Do you think
Hmm.
about that much?
No, I haven't really thought about it at all. People tell me, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, it's cool, but it's like, what does that get? That isn't, what did I get you? Like, I'm not in the show, I mean, we're not competing for a pennant like I don't know. Like I appreciate it, and I acknowledge it, and I'm very blessed and thankful for
Mhm.
that. But I mean, I don't walk around telling people that. I don't go around putting that off because it's like, I mean, it's just I mean, it's just a number. It's just a post, really. That's all it is. So I appreciate it, and I'm very blessed to be named that. But I don't really too much attention to it.
Now, a topic that, people don't really get into very much, but I feel like athletes are getting more public about it. And I see that you have your post pinned talking about faith. And there's some guys on the team, Harry Ford, Johnny Farmello, yourself, that are outward about your faith. And so I'm curious on
Hmm.
your journey and how that's helped you along the way.
Yeah, it's I think at the end of the day, I think if you have a base and I think with faith, if you have a base, I don't think you can go wrong because I mean for me it's helped out with like not really worrying as much. It's like allowing me to have a perspective of positivity rather than want, rather than I don't know, rather than just not just being I don't even really know how to describe it. It's kind of been a really big thing in my life recently. I know I decided to get baptized last spring training, and since
Mhm.
then it's given me a whole new perspective on life that you just gotta enjoy where you're at and appreciate the things you've done in life, but also too like you gotta work and just having a guide in my life through faith. It's like, you know, it's like when you're having a bad day, like have faith. If something happens, have faith. Like everything happens for a reason, and for me, like this season, like everything, every e- everything's already like God's already wrote out the script. You just got to live it out, and I think having that in the back of my mind just really helped because, like, yeah, I break my foot in a weird way, and my grandma told me this thing after I got baptized, which is really powerful. And I know she'll listen to this. It's so funny. She said that once you give your life to God, the devil's gonna he's gonna try to come harder and try to get you, you know. So I think in my opinion, like that's what it seemed like to me. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't really solve when I was in rehab, like, because I know maybe in the past, maybe that I would have done that, but just having the perspective of like, everything happens for a reason. You just gotta let it play out and have faith. Like it's been a huge thing in my life, and I could go on about it, but I mean, it's just God is real.
For sure.
The love you feel is just incredible.
And you might not understand what you're going through in the moment, but once you get down the road, you look back and you're like, okay, that happened for this reason. And
Yeah,
if you want
absolutely,
something, he's going to make you be patient or learn patience instead of just giving you something right
absolutely.
away.
Hmm. And I even with that, like, if I play a whole season, I don't know if I'm in the fall league, like stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know who knows what would have happened. It's an incredible thing. It really is.
Do you guys have a little team Bible study going yet?
I know we did one last spring training, and I'm sure we'll do another one this spring training. That's for sure.
Yeah. What are you most looking forward to this spring and then this next season?
I'm just looking forward to the new opportunities and the new experiences I get to have, really. Whether it's on the field, off the field, with the new guys in the clubhouse, I'm just really looking forward to the experience to go out and play another season of professional baseball, you know.
Awesome. Well, Colt, really appreciate your time as always. Looking forward to seeing you progress throughout spring training. I'll be down there mid March. So, yeah, again, thanks for your time. Go Mariners, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
You got it.